Hey everybody, welcome to Muscular Development's Puerto Rico Pro preview show happening this weekend, not in Puerto Rico because this is COVID age, but in the Bahamas. Joining me, of course, the greatest Puerto Rican bodybuilder of all time. Yes, Jose Raymond. What's up, Jose?
What's happening?
Yeah. Not everyone realizes you're Puerto Rican. I don't know why people don't all know that, but you are actually born Jose Sotomayor, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Good job.
San Juan, Puerto Rico? No.
No, I was born in Boston.
Were any of your brothers and sisters born there?
Some of the older ones were, but mostly Chicago.
Yeah. And your dad, is your dad still alive? I can't even remember.
No, he passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah. He finished out his life back in Puerto Rico, right?
Well, the last year, my older siblings went and got him because he was failing health. So they went and got him to look after him the last few years of his life.
I know this is, no one gives a shit except for like people that know me, but you know, my son Christian he's half Cuban and he gets upset because he's so pasty looking and his last name is Harris. Nobody ever suspects he's Latino. He wanted to change his name to Christian Rodriguez after Janet's name. And I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You know,
I get it. But he still looks.
Everyone thinks I'm Italian. It's crazy. It's because I grew up in the Boston suburbs and.
Well, you're in the North Shore. The North Shore is like, 99.9% Italian, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of Italians up there, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about the Puerto Rico Pro. It's a 2-day show. Actually, most of the pro stuff happens on Sunday. And I know in the comments, you guys are going to be saying, where can we watch this? Unfortunately, there's not going to be a stream of this. It's not going to be a pay-per-view. So you're just going to have to wait and see. I was ready to do a play-by-play and all that stuff with the pay-per-view along and nothing. So I don't know, maybe you'll see some knuckleheads streaming from their phones when they shouldn't be at the show. We'll see. But let's start with the open, Jose. That is always the main event. And my pick to win, geez, I got 2 picks to win. I'm going to go with top 60 Olympia last year, Akim Williams, who just started working with a new coach, Justin Miller, a few months back. And man, Akim is a guy that a few years ago I thought, big, nice shape, but he's never going to get his shit together. He's been getting his shit together. And man, I don't know if you're in touch with Justin or Akim at all, but like a month ago, Akim told me his back looked more detailed than it ever had on stage. And at that point, he wasn't sure what show he was going to do. They were just kind of waiting to see how his conditioning came in. And I guess this is where he picked. So where do you start with Akim Williams, Jose?
I agree with you 100%. He has been getting it together a lot lately. The last few years, his last 4 appearances have all been really good. Unfortunately, he was on stage with Rami and Phil and Brandon, and I would even go to say that he was overlooked a few times. A few of his last showings, I would have had him higher. He is massive, pound for pound, inch for inch. He's one of the biggest guys on earth, him. I mean, Hadi, Rami, Rolly, the inch per inch, he is the biggest guy. It's crazy. And now he's starting to get that grainy condition look. The few pictures that they dropped on Instagram last week, a side tricep or a side chest or something. I mean, he's massive everywhere. And he has, real small waist, small hips for such a big dude. So if he's even close to his best, he should win this show. Yeah. Now, the other guy who can stand with him, muscle-wise, is Hassan.
Yes.
Who has not nailed his best yet. Right. And has gotten good, but not significantly better than what we've seen of him. And I'm waiting for Hassan to blow it out of the park. And when he does, then he could give Akim a run. Right. Because he has, he has that crazy wow factor where, like the skin, he's got crazy, awesome skin.
Yeah.
That
he's young.
I'm trying to do this without sounding racist or stupid, but Akim has that dark skin that sometimes it's hard to see the detail. And we all know what I'm talking about.
When your skin is, when you're too dark, the details kind of get lost. Just like if you're too white, the light reflects. There is a certain shade that's pretty much ideal. Hassan has
that.
Yeah, that's his coloring. Yeah.
So even when he's not at his best, Hassan looks very sharp because of that skin quality. So I'm hoping for Hassan to really nail it, because he does. Let's face it, he belongs on the Olympia stage. Yeah. And I think he'll end up there if he places second here. I'm not sure. Points.
So he's, you're good for, you've known his coach, Chris Aceto. That was your coach for years too. Yeah. If you were his coach, if you were Hassan Mostafa's coach, he did Cali too, didn't he? Didn't he do Cali as well?
Yeah.
So he's already done 3 shows. I think he's kind of deteriorated. The conditioning hasn't been getting better. I see it kind of sliding down a little bit as the shows have gone on. If you were his coach, would you keep pushing him for the condition, or would you say maybe we need to back off, take a couple months and reset the body and try peaking again?
Well, you don't have a couple of months to take off. That's the problem with him is if you give him a couple months to take off, he'll be 290. And then you got to start the process all over again. And then you'll get him to Texas looking just like he did in Indy, or, just like he did in New York. So Hassan's got more muscle than anyone. He's not going to go flat. So you're not going to eat muscle off him by keep dieting him. His goal is to get to the Olympia. He needs to get in shape now. And this lineup is the perfect lineup for him. You start waiting and you get to Tampa and you have Ian and you have, Kuklo coming out of the woodwork. You have Rolly showing up. The time is now. He's got to do it now. And God bless him. I hope he does, because like I said, he belongs at the Olympia, but how long can you wait for this guy? It's frustrating. He's not going to go flat. So yes, you got to suck it up. I think the only way to truly monitor what he's doing is to live with him, like Rami had to do with Dennis. Yeah. I think Rami living with Dennis for a month played more of a role than Chad did. Yeah. I think having someone babysitting him 24 hours a day, pushing him in the gym, making sure he's posing, making sure he's doing cardio, making sure he's not sneaking in the fridge, that stuff played a bigger role than everything else. And I think Hassan is that way as well. Because Chris, I know exactly what he was eating. He was eating less than some bikini chicks, and he wasn't dropping weight, and he wasn't getting harder. It took longer and longer and longer. So I'm like, he's either cheating or he has no myostatin, because he was growing. Yeah. There was one point he was like 274, and Chris dropped the hammer on him. A week later, he's 277. A week later, he's 281.
On like 1,200 calories a day, probably.
Yeah, and the show's 3 weeks away. Like, what is going on? Wow. And I think he got him under 260 for the New York Pro, but the guy's 5'7". Like
250 would be, it's just a number we're throwing out there, but I'd love to see him just peeled and dry at like even 245. I bet it would look like 275 on stage.
Right. If he was inside out dry. So it is frustrating because you don't know what to do. And the only way I would be able to clear my conscience of it is if I lived with him. If I saw him when he slept, what kind of cardio he's doing. Is he just hanging on the machine and letting the machine do all the work, or is he working? Is he, I know he trains hard. Yeah. Is he at 3 a.m. when everyone's asleep? Is he sleepwalking? I know people who used to do that. I'd wake up in the middle of the night.
To the kitchen.
And sleeping with a spoon in peanut butter. Like, I'm like, yo, wake up. And they're asleep eating peanut butter. Like, that's a real thing. So anything is possible. Yeah. But when he nails it, when he can do whatever it takes for him to get what we envision, he can beat all these guys.
And that might be this Sunday in the Bahamas. Who knows? You never know.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
The next guy I like in this lineup is obviously Shaban.
Mohammed
I think he
Shaban.
could win it.
Yeah.
I think he is at this point, and listen, I love Hassan. At this point, I have more faith that Shaban is going to be top 2 than I do Hassan.
Yeah.
I do, and because Shaban presented himself very well at that last show. Every pose he hit it perfectly. He doesn't have legs like Hassan, but they're very big, and they're very round. And you know, his condition was, I'd say, 94%. You know, he was right there, a hair away from being ridiculous.
Now, you weren't at the show in Cali, neither was I.
No,
I was just going by pictures and videos, but like when I was watching it, I had him winning that show, and I'm pretty sure Patrick Moore is very, very upset because I commented that on a picture on one of Mohammed's posts, and it's just, you know, when I say stuff like that, I'm just being honest. It's physique. I like that physique on that day better. And I wasn't there in person. Maybe if I was sitting in the front row, it would have been a different opinion. But I thought he looked, because this is a guy, Mohammed, when he did the Olympia a couple of years ago, I said he had just won a show earlier that season. I want to say like Portugal. Yeah. And it was controversial. A lot of people said he shouldn't have won that. And then when he was at the Olympia, I don't know if you were there, I was like, this guy does not belong on the Olympia stage.
He was off. Yeah.
Not that good at all. I was not impressed. When I saw the pictures and the videos from that show, Cali, I was like, okay, different story. I mean, he's trained by Charles Glass. Who's his coach? Chris? I can't even remember.
No, not Aceto.
Chad. I don't know. He's got one of the top names. He's got a great support system behind him, and the guy's fantastic. So yeah, I wouldn't be too shocked. I mean, if Akim's a little bit off, I got Akim as the heavy favorite, but you know, anything can happen. Somebody could give him some bad fish or something. I don't know. You never know. But Shaban,
I liked Patrick's physique better than Shaban, but by the way they had him in the lineup, and my eye was just drawn to Shaban. He had the big legs, the big bubbly chest, and he just looked more the part. He looked harder. It wasn't till I saw, and then I realized, wait, they got Patrick in the one spot. Yeah. I assumed all through prejudging that Shaban was winning. And then, so I would have had no problem with him winning that show. Yeah, but it's not a personal thing. I love Patrick. He's awesome.
All right. Dude, it's never, ever personal to me. I could hate your guts. I could think you're a horrible human being, vile. But if you have a great physique, I'll say, you look great. You deserve the win. Right. None of that personal stuff factors into it when I'm talking about it. So next guy that I'm interested in seeing is this 6'5" bastard from England, Jamie the Giant, Christian-Johal. That's what it says on the score sheet. I think he goes by Big now or something instead of Johal. But man, that's a big frame to fill out, but he's doing a hell of a job. I don't know. He posts progress videos like every day posing. I don't know if you follow him at all.
Yeah, of course I follow him. He's awesome. He's a great kid too.
Wide ass shoulders, little tiny waist.
Yeah,
for a guy 6'5", his thighs are pretty good too.
Yeah, he's got legs. His condition is tremendous. His shape is awesome. His front lat spread might be one of the most impressive in bodybuilding right now. He's got everything, and he'll have glutes. He'll have hamstrings. He's not leaving any stone unturned. I'm excited for that. It's just one of those things where it's so bizarre looking at the lineup, and then that guy. It's hard to have him win, but I'll say this. I think he'll beat Dorian Haywood, who was just first call out in a couple shows.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? I see Jamie being top 4, honestly. Yeah. The other guy I see is Eddie Bracamontes. Mm-hmm. He had a kind of an off showing his last show. What was he, 5th?
The Cali, didn't he take like 4th or something like that? I think he was top
something
5.
like that. But it wasn't the best showing I've seen from him. Mm-hmm. And he posted a picture the other day saying that he's significantly lighter, significantly drier. And if he goes back to what he's capable of, he's a first call out guy. Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's not missing any body parts. Good structure. He's just he's a workhorse. He's been getting better and better. So let's
Yeah.
talk about Dorian though. Dorian, another one. He'll get to the Olympia on points if he even makes top 5 at this, if he's not already all set with that. But he's another one that condition. Two things I've always wanted to see more of him is condition and better midsection control. The condition's getting a little better, but it's still kind of hit or miss. Like New York Pro, did they do judging and finals on 2 different days? I can't even remember. No, it was the same day. He wasn't really control. He was flat in the legs at judging, and the midsection wasn't really big control. And then finals, he came in a little fuller looking in the lower body. It's little things that he fixes, but I want him to have all that from the very start, from the minute they all come out in judging. You can't. I don't like this idea of the confirmation round. I'm sorry. I just don't like the idea of they didn't get it right the first time at judging. And I'm not. This isn't against him in particular. It gives people opportunity. If they messed up at judging, now they can get there, pull it all together for the finals. No, you're supposed to have it everything at the judging. You're supposed to be perfectly presentable there. But I'm off on a tangent. But Dorian, very, very good. A ton of muscle on the guy.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic. Hits some very unique poses for sure. He's an entertaining. He's a character up there. You know, you don't get bored watching Dorian Haywood.
Yeah, he has a big, powerful physique. I think the midsection thing will get better if he's in better condition. And by better condition, I mean like 10 pounds lighter, you know. If he's 255, he should be 245, you know, 246 maybe. I don't know. But he needs to be drier, tighter all around. Some of the posing that you call enthusiastic, I call distracting. It kind of throws me off a little bit when I'm watching him. It just be professional. Come out, hit the pose, hit it perfectly. I don't know if he's nervous and he gets fired up and whatever he's doing, but some of the screaming and like I don't know, it's a bit much.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine for
hit the
that's
pose.
fine for the finals when you're doing your routine, but in the judging,
Yeah.
you know, it's not this isn't pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's nice to be a little more, add a little flair to it, but you know, if you're like the one, this isn't picking on him again either, but
No.
what bugs me is like when they call a pose and the guys like try like 3 different versions of it while they're up there. I'm like, dude, hit it one way, lock it in and hold it there until the judge says next pose.
Hit the best one.
Exactly.
It's simple.
Andrea Muzi from Italy. This is a guy that's been coming up the ranks. I had never even heard of him a couple of years ago, but he's been doing well in the European shows the past couple seasons. It's I don't think I've seen him stateside. I'm not sure I have, but big dude with a great condition. You familiar with Andrea?
Yeah, the one that, I confuse him and Presti. Which one is the one with the crazy glutes? One of them guest posed at Flex Lewis's show last year or 2 years ago. Yeah. One of the Italians. I think they're both good. To be honest,
they both got the same name. It's you got to forgive us guys for mixing them up. I mean,
yeah. I think Muzzy's the better one.
He's the bigger one. I mean, that's the one I remember from like the one that they did in Spain last season. I think I want to say he was at the UK show too.
Yeah.
Romania. I know he's been like top 5 in a few of those European shows that I don't get to, and I've been waiting to see him over here. Hope he makes it to one of these other shows like Chicago or Tampa, so I can get a good look at this guy in real life. But so that's the open. Now the 212. What's up, 212 guys? Why didn't you do this show? It's only 5 guys in the lineup. Golden opportunity they missed. Now I'm not saying they were going to win because we have a good friend of yours, Gaetano Cisternino Jr.
Yeah.
Guy Cisternino, and you know, based on track record, guys, easily the favorite. I didn't recognize the other names in the class, so I have to say this is probably guys chance to qualify for the Olympia right here and now, here in Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, Bahamas this weekend. How's Guy looking right now?
He's shredded.
Yeah.
He's shredded, just like he usually is. You know, the last pictures I saw of him were about a week ago. And he was hard as can be, you know, dry, everything there. He's not his biggest. You know, he's probably going to be 200 pounds, 199, something like that. But he doesn't need to be. That's not his go-to, you know.
Right.
He flows well. He's a great poser, and he'd be crazy lights out condition. So that's all he needs. I don't really know any of the other guys, to be honest with you.
But you know what? When I went to that indie show, I had never heard of Tonio Burton. I had never heard of Nathan Epler. I had never heard of Brian Balzano. It was their first show, their first pro show, and they were all in the top 5, and they all looked insane, condition-wise, especially Nathan and Brian. So one of those guys, one of those other 4 guys in the 212, who knows? You know, you never know, especially when we're not familiar with them. That's kind of, it's exciting when you see a show like that and somebody just comes out of nowhere, like, oh my God, who the F is that?
I did look up the guy, Peter Barecki, and he looks good. He doesn't look, he posted a picture 21 hours ago, and he doesn't look nearly as hard as Guy. He's got real good shape, wide shoulders, small waist.
Yeah.
But I think he'll get lost in the conditioning portion. I tried to look up the other guys, Henry Enrique. I couldn't see who that was. Oliveira. He looked like a classic guy. So I don't know the rest of them. Isaiah Hawthorne. But you know what? God bless Guy. He's got 7 pro wins. Yeah. This could be number 8. And he has an uncanny ability to find shows like this where there's no, heavy hitters in there. Yeah. Wow. And he's smart. Guy is a true professional. He is smart. He knows what he's doing. He's marketed himself fantastically. And I hope he wins this.
Yeah, because
I think
he's been doing this a while, Guy. He's a vet. He's one of the veterans. Classic, there were 6 guys. Sorry, Classic. I wasn't familiar with any of the names in Classic. One of them could be awesome too. Maybe they're all awesome. We'll find out. Women's bodybuilding. Women bodybuilders, you dropped the ball. There's 3 women in this show. I could have been top 4 in this show. I put a wig on or something. Just kidding. That sounds terrible. But I'm saying women's bodybuilding, it's come back thanks to Jake Wood and Wings of Strength. So I'm not sure why they're not supporting all the shows by entering them. I don't know if they're all saving up for the big ones like the Rising Phoenix, the Ms. Olympia. But man, if I was a female bodybuilder and saw that, and I needed Olympia qualification, I saw that list today, I'd be kicking myself. Why didn't I do this show? I should have done this show.
It's weird because this is a Wings of Strength show, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
So how did they not reach out to them? Isn't like Linda Murray part of the Wings of Strength team?
Yeah, I'm saying they know the schedule. They see the schedule. It's just, I bet, now we'll go to Chicago and maybe there'll be like 20 or 25 female bodybuilders in that show. And Tampa might have 20 or 25. And
right.
They never know which, you never know. Maybe I can't even speculate why they didn't do it, but if I was there covering it, at least I'd be happy that it's easy to cover. There's only 3. I could really go to town and get some good commentary on it. Men's physique was loaded always.
They got about 20 of them.
Yeah, I mean, they never disappoint with the numbers. I've never, ever been to a pro show where men's physique had like less than 20. So the only names I recognize, Anthony Gilkis from New York is very good. Ramsey's Rams, probably the best name in men's physique. Ramsey's Rams from Spain. Anybody on there that you're familiar with, Jose?
No.
Okay, so let's move on to fitness. Smaller class. Fitness is the toughest division. Of course, it's small. They're always getting hurt. And the two names that really stuck out to me: Anna Chism. Is it Chism?
I met her down in Tennessee. You met her at
she was at both of the Carbon Culture openings, and she was at the Redcon gym opening a couple weeks back in Nashville. So she's very, very good.
She fought a few injuries.
They all
she had surgery or something.
They all do. They all have
injuries.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The shit that they do, because they have to do it, the routines while they're dieted down and like no body fat and no water. It's like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Gymnastics in that condition. And, the gymnastics is meant for like 15-year-old girls. And most of these women are right around late 20s into their late 30s.
Yeah.
So for them to be still doing that, just that alone is pretty crazy to me. And then New York, Dorina Wilson. She's another good one. I've seen her a few times. So those are the 2 names that struck out to me. So I bet it's going to be one of those 2. Your figure champion, who's going to win? Who's your pick?
Let me look at the list real quick.
This is easy.
Jessica Reyes Padilla. Yes.
We're done. We're done here.
Yes. She's there.
Yeah, Jessica. She's from Puerto Rico. I think she's won this before. I'm pretty sure. This is kind of like her title. Like she doesn't want anyone else to take it away. It's a Puerto Rico pro, and she's like the best
Rightfully so.
figure pro to ever come out of Puerto Rico. And,
Yeah.
I mean, if she doesn't win, I'd be very, very surprised. She's got that walk with the little, I don't even know what it is that makes it so special. It's like a little bounce, a little strut. She's like a show horse up there. You can't take your eyes off of her.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. I love her physique. So strong, muscular.
Those legs like I don't want to keep talking about her legs. She's got great legs though, guys. But she's great. I recognize a couple other names. Danielle Rose, she's done well in a few shows. Boston's Jenny Rattano is doing it. So we'll see. Figure. Moving on to bikini. I only recognize 2 names again. I'm the worst with these other divisions. Maybe you're a little familiar because you coach bikini. So I recognize Francesca Stoico from Italy. She's done very well in a lot of the European shows. She was in MD a couple months ago. Some JM shots. And then it says Texas, but I want to say she's from Mexico. Dulce Cristal Lopez Castellanos. Because she's constantly.
It says Mexico.
Oh, it does? I thought it said Texas. Maybe I was not connecting the name. Dulce, which is candy. Great name. So
Cristal Lopez Castellanos.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram, of course. And anyone else in bikini you see that you know is really, really great?
All of them. They're all smoke shows. Yeah. I have no idea.
And there's 20, 25 of them, I bet?
There is. There's only 13 of them.
That's a small bikini show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I imagine it's probably a little tougher to get to the Bahamas. It's probably a little more expensive to fly there and to stay there. That's probably something that might discourage some people. But shit, if you could.
There's another list, Ron.
Oh no.
It says pro bikini. Oh, 40 over.
Over 40, and then there's over 50 pro bikini too. Yeah. Tim Gardner does at a lot of the shows, like Tampa, he does every division normally, and then there's masters for every single division too.
So this is what don't make sense. Ready?
Yeah.
There is 120. Oh my God. There's 22 women's physique ladies. Yeah. Why wouldn't a few of those jump into bodybuilding?
Yeah. I mean, the worst they could have placed is 4th at this point, right? I mean, I'm looking at, so the top 3 names that stood out to me, 2 of them would fit right into bodybuilding. You know, they're not enormous, they're not huge, but they have the same shape and development and lean condition.
Heather Gray.
Yeah, Heather Grace, she actually was she did bodybuilding for many years, I believe, didn't she?
Well, she gets crazy conditioned and she has everything.
Right. Christina Bittner, who is Weights and Cakes. She makes awesome custom cakes on Instagram. Another one's very good. I've seen her. Did she win the Tampa last year? I think she did. Not really sure. And then Czech Republic's Margita Zamalova. Yeah, they're all really good. There's obviously many more of them. Those are the 3 names that stuck out to me because I've seen all 3 of them many, many times. I know how good they are. But again, it could be some names in there that I'm not familiar with that are just holy crap. Who's this? Yeah, I like that one. That show.
We got some wellness girls coming.
Do you know any of them? Because I didn't recognize the names.
I know Devin Camry from Louisiana.
Okay, and I think Casey DeLong. I'm familiar with that name because there's not many American wellness competitors yet. It's going to take us a while to catch up. But yeah, what do you think about this wellness? Have you been to any of the pro wellness shows yet?
I haven't been to them, but I love it.
No.
It's basically bikini with muscle, you know, it's with a lot of muscle. These girls, the girls they're picking are jacked. I love the physiques.
So you say it's bikini with muscle, but I mean, figure is basically bikini with a little more muscle. Then women's physique is more muscle than that. And obviously bodybuilding's the top.
Figure has gotten way out of control though. Like they are peeled, shredded, bodybuilding shredded.
Glutes. You know, they all have glutes now.
They're like women's physique without the poses. They just hit the quarter turns.
Right.
I mean, the way the leg development, like the separation, the glutes, they have striated glutes. They have, you know, they're peeled, vascular. You know, I think wellness is more bikini with big asses and big legs, big hamstrings, calves, a little tiny bit more shoulder development. Yeah. And, you know, that's about it. Same tiny waistline. You know, it seems like they like the abs in wellness too. Where in bikini, you don't really see abs.
Yeah, they're very conditioned. Wellness, the conditioning level looks to me like You don't see the striated glutes exactly, but they're not far off. They're like another couple pounds away from that.
Yeah, I love it.
Who's yours? Do you have a favorite yet?
This show coming up?
No, in general, so far. We've only had a few shows. So Angela won one, Angela Borges, and then Yarishna Ayala, she won the next week.
Yeah. I like Sunny.
Dr. Sunny Andrews. Oh,
yeah, because she's a peanut and she's just crazy everything, you know.
Say peanut, how short is she?
I think she's a 5-footer, you know, maybe 5 feet, 5'1". This girl, Devin, 4'11" or something.
Oh my God. Why can't they all be like that?
Short and thick, you know. Yarishna is incredible too. She's always been. I've always loved her look since she was in bikini. I really like the tall blonde Borges.
Yeah,
gorgeous. She's I don't necessarily have a favorite. I love them all.
Right.
But pocket size, little Devin Candy. She's great. I hope she does well here. Hope she wins or at least get some points for the Olympia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that wraps up what we have now, unless some other people jump in at the last minute. That is going to be the Puerto Rico Pro. Again, guys, I'm sorry I can't tell you where to watch it because there is no way to watch it this time. No pay-per-view, no live stream. I'm sure Tim's other shows, Chicago will have that, Tampa will have that. But you're just going to have to follow along on Instagram. Tim Gardner Productions. I'm sure on his Instagram, he'll have all kinds of updates of the show, probably some clips and things like that too. He's got a website, but I would follow his Instagram, Tim Gardner Productions. Wings of Strength probably was going to have some stuff going too, I would imagine. Yeah. Surprised they didn't want you at this one because, you are the greatest Puerto Rican bodybuilder ever.
Yeah, I've never done a Puerto Rican show. I guest posed in Puerto Rico.
That's right.
I think Gustavo Bedell would have an argue with. But the thing that people don't know is Gustavo is Venezuelan.
Yes. Don't get it twisted.
He lived in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I mean, Alex Rolon, what does he call himself now? I think he goes by a different last name now.
Yeah.
Alex Rivera,
yeah.
He's currently the greatest active open bodybuilder from Puerto Rico.
He's incredible.
He's really good.
Took some time off. I hope he's back soon.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, when he won, was it Tampa? When it was him and Sergio?
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest pose downs because Weinberger had, I shouldn't say pose down. Yeah, Weinberger had him and Sergio Jr. up there for a solid 10 minutes, just those two. Yeah. Same poses over and over, and the crowd was going ballistic.
Yeah.
He had a ton of people come over from Puerto Rico to support him. And, Sergio, it's South Florida, so there's a lot of Cubans where Sergio Oliva's son. The place was going nuts.
Yeah, nuts. I love that.
We got to give a good luck shout out to Nate Tello.
Yes.
Doing the Masters. Is he doing open too?
No, just Masters. Over 35, over 40.
Okay, so I mean he's looking phenomenal. I don't know who's beating that.
He's unreal. He was 213 today, like sucked out.
Yeah.
Every year we're contemplating, should we try to suck down the light heavy? That's not even a question anymore. Because he's not tall. He's your height. He's 5'8", and he's dry at 213.
He's got very small joints and a very small waist and hips. So that's somebody that size shredded at 213 would look bigger than. I have a thicker waist. I'd have to be like 230 on stage to look as big as he does at like 212.
Yeah, he's very bubbly. So
yeah, great shape.
I think he's gonna win. I really do. I'm going down with him.
Oh wow, okay.
To South Carolina we leave on the 1st and 1st of July. And
wait, he's not he's doing the Universe.
Yeah.
Why did I think he was doing the Puerto Rico Pro? The qualifier.
No, that's a pro qualifier?
No, they have a pro qualifier with it, I believe. Like a big amateur thing. Yeah, I think. I could be wrong. No, don't quote me, guys. I could be very wrong.
Doing the Universe.
Okay.
That's going to be a great show. It doesn't matter who shows up. It's like he's ready.
Yeah.
He's got everything. He's ready. He's only getting better between now and then. He honestly could compete tomorrow. Yeah, that's how dry he is.
That's how it should be. Shouldn't have to. These people that are like waiting for the last minute voodoo, wait till I fill out, wait till I drop my water. I'm like, Nope. If you don't look good now, dude, nope.
Yeah, that's all nonsense.
Yeah. So
He had 200 grams of carbs yesterday and looked like a crazy different person today. Like just from 200 grams.
wow. What's he been dieting on the past weeks before that? Like 50?
Well, the last week I had him low, like not even a week, like 5 days at like 40 to 80.
Oh, he must have been hating life.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He understands, and it makes a big difference. You got to suffer to win.
Cool. Well, this was not an episode No Way Jose, but I want you guys to check out the Boston Mass with 2 E's on Instagram, the bostonmass.com website, all kinds of info, merchandise, all kinds of stuff on there. Check out the bostonmass.com, and right here on YouTube, excellent channel called The Boston Mass. Mostly Jose, but Jose with Nate is a lot of interviews, gym visits, training, all kinds of good assortment of content on that channel for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jose. Appreciate you taking the time very much.
You got it, buddy.
And everybody, thanks for watching our Puerto Rico Pro preview, and we'll see you next time.